The Pivot S starts at $799 for the base version and rises to $999 if you want both the 97mm street wheels and the 155mm wheels. This is an incredibly competitive price for a 2-in-1 electric skateboard, let alone from a well-loved and reputable brand like Propel. They've made a name for themselves by building powerful off-terrain suspension boards. Now, they're branching out into the 2-in-1 electric longboard market. In July 2023, they launched two new boards. The Pivot GT, with its larger battery and more powerful motor starting at $1,299, and the Pivot S, which will be the board we review today. As always, let's first jump into the specs. The board looks stunning, and a lot of that comes from the double drop deck made from carbon fiber and fiberglass. Like many carbon fiber decks, this one has a unibody design, which means it has a sleek appearance without any enclosure sticking out. The deck is about 43 inches long and 10.7 inches at its widest. That's wider than most longboard decks. It's padded with foam tape, which was there to help reduce the road vibrations you may feel on this very stiff deck. It has a nice concave, but the middle of the deck stays mostly flat. When you flip the board over, you'll find easy access to the ESC compartment. All you have to do is unscrew these 4 screws. Propel chose the Lingy ESC for this model, and at the moment, it comes paired with the standard Lingy ESC remote. A new remote is currently in work and we'll be replacing it very soon. The Lingy ESC has a push-to-start feature. This means the board powers on automatically when the back wheel starts rolling. It offers 4 acceleration modes and 4 braking modes, which can be adjusted separately from one another. Under the hood, the Pivot S is powered by a 12S 3P pack using Lytion LR2170 SA cells. These 21700 cells total up to 518 watt-hours. These are good cells, the same cell used in X-Way Atlas Pro and Evolve Hadian. Propel also decided to go with a more expensive printed circuit board assembly design. In this design, the battery cells connect directly to the PCB without any wires. This should make the battery pack more reliable, as there are no wires that could come loose from vibrations. The marketed range is 27.3 miles or 44 kilometers with the 97mm wheels, and 15.5 miles or 25 kilometers with the 155mm wheels. As usual, Propel didn't exaggerate the range you can get. Our range test with 145 pounds or 65 kilogram riders ended with a reasonable 14 miles or 22 kilometers. Like all 2-in-1 electric skateboards, the Pivot S uses a double kingpin truck. It appears to be one of those common off-the-shelf double kingpin trucks that perform well and are widely used. The Propel Pivot S is equipped with two 1375-watt dual-belt motors. These are large 6374 motors, so they should be really powerful. The board's top speed is a crazy 37 miles per hour or 60 kilometers per hour. We only went up to 28 miles per hour or 45 kilometers per hour before we tapped out. Double kingpin trucks can get wobbly at high speed. The base version of the Pivot S features 97mm PU wheels. For an additional $200, the Pivot S also comes with 155mm wheels with a Bravura alloy hub. Besides the integrated brake lights, a pull bar is also included right in the box if you opt for the $999 2-in-1 package. Note that the board can only be pulled when it's in the AT setup. Pulling it in the street setup will cause the motor to scrape the ground. You can also add a headlight kit, but it's an extra purchase that will set you back $150. Now, before we dive into the riding experience, let's put the specs into perspective. You can view the Propel Pivot S in two ways: as a $799 carbon fiber street-wheeled electric longboard, or as a $999 2-in-1 electric longboard. At $799, getting a 12S 3P carbon fiber board built with high-quality parts from a brand known for outstanding customer service feels like a steal. In truth, there isn't another product out there that rivals this. A closer comparison might be the $849 14S 2P Backfire Zealot S2, or the $999 12S 3P Meepo Voyager X. Both boards come at a higher price point and, as you will soon see, offer different riding experiences. They also don't come with a carbon fiber deck. On the other hand, at $999, the carbon fiber 2-in-1 all-terrain electric skateboard is in direct competition with the similarly priced X-Way Atlas. Both come with a 518 watt-hour battery, and the devil is in the details when deciding between the two. Like many electric skateboards released this year, power is the central theme for the Pivot S. When you equip a board designed for powering AT wheels uphill with 97mm urethane wheels, you end up with a skateboard that has ample power to spare. Thankfully, this latest version of Lingy ESC has smooth controls. The first 3 acceleration modes are comfortable and easy to use, while the 4th Pro mode still feels too strong for the typical rider in a street setup. It punches aggressively when the throttle is pushed. Adrenaline junkies will love it, but most riders probably have no reason to step up to the Pro mode unless they're riding in an all-terrain setup. The extra power helps move the big wheels, and Pro mode in the all-terrain setup feels powerful but not overly so. Another benefit of the Lingy ESC is the stronger brakes. Lingy ESC can better stop the wheels on an incline, whereas Hobbywing ESC usually can't hold the board in place and will slide down the slope. So, if you're planning some uphill longboarding, this feature will come in handy, and the Pivot S definitely has enough power for uphill runs. Besides the nuances of Lingy ESC, the board rides pretty much as well as one would expect from what we've seen on paper. The double drop carbon fiber deck lowers the ride height, and we always love the feeling of riding close to the ground. The deck is very wide and may feel too flat for some, but we find it is just right and pretty comfortable. The wide, stiff deck helps make the board feel stable, which is needed as the dual kingpin trucks are easy to turn and can feel wobbly past 25 miles per hour or 40 kilometers per hour. If you're a better rider than us or tighten the trucks more, you might feel comfortable at high speed, but I would argue against getting double kingpin trucks if you primarily want to ride fast. Now, let's get real and talk about the vibration. Even with Propel's best efforts using the so-called bad vibe reduction deck, foam grip tape, and those beefy 97mm wheels, stiff decks just feel horrible on rough roads. We hear rattling noise and our knees still feel plenty of road vibrations. This is just part of the deal when buying a carbon fiber street setup, so know what you're getting into. However, switching to the 155mm all-terrain wheels helps a ton. They absorb a lot of the road vibrations and keep much of the low-to-the-ground ride feel. It is nice. We'd go as far as to say the AT setup is a must for anyone who regularly rides on unpaved roads. As mentioned earlier, the Propel Pivot S with 155mm wheels will inevitably be compared to the X-Way Atlas. Both boards will cost you $999 in their all-terrain configuration. Side by side, the X-Way Atlas is a bit smoother with its Hobbywing ESC and precise CNC forged trucks. It also looks a little more sophisticated with its aesthetic and plethora of add-on accessories. Propel Pivot S, however, has more power, and the X-Way Atlas is known to be an underpowered all-terrain board. At this moment, Propel also seems to have a better post-sale service. If you're a casual rider looking for an all-terrain board with big wheels but don't actually want to go off-road, X-Way Atlas might offer a more refined ride. However, for heavier riders, those who enjoy powerful boards, or those who intend to ride off-road or uphill, or off-road while uphill, the Pivot S would be the better choice. Unlike the 2-in-1 setup, which has real competition, the street setup Pivot S with its $799 price tag is pretty much unrivaled. If you like carbon fiber decks with the double kingpin trucks, there isn't an alternative that comes close to matching the value offered by the Pivot S. The board is incredibly powerful and offers a smooth ride. It was built with high-quality parts from a highly reputable brand and should be the top consideration for anyone looking in this price range. As always, if you are looking to buy a Propel, or actually any e-skate, be sure to use our affiliated discount code with the link below. It will help you get a small monetary discount and helps us out too. You'll also be tagged as an Electric Skateboard HQ customer and probably be treated better. Ride safe, guys.